Go faster than them. You can do it.
On this episode, building a pair of badass bugs. Rival teams push the limits of their mechanical skills and automotive artistry.
It's like a Van Gogh concoction with 3 or 4 Van Goghs in there.
These teams will face conflict.
As you can see, me and Jamie don't want no part of the insanity.
And time constraints.
How many minutes, guys? How many minutes?
As they attempt to win this war.
At least it'll look like a car and not an animal.
2 cars, 2 teams, and 3 days. 2 groups of gearheads try to outgun each other in the garage, turning average autos into amazing rides. It all happens under the expert eye of champion rally car driver Andrew Comrie-Picard. It's a battle to the finish line on Floor of the Wheels.
The Volkswagen Beetle. One of the most recognizable icons in automotive history and an inspiration to tuners and customizers since at least the 1960s. We've got 2 teams of bug specialists. The goal, beauty and brawn, to transform these cars into great-looking rides and to take them to the drag strip to race them. But first, let's see what the judges have to say.
All right, guys, I say we take a look out here at the engine.
What do we have here?
This is a 1500cc motor, and what we need is like a 2-liter. I think we need dual carburetors, high lift cam, something that really is going to spin the wheels.
Brad Thompson is a veteran bug builder, a car show judge, and is the owner of Brad's Beetle Mania.
The one thing is you don't know what you're getting into with this. It's like an iceberg. This rust spot right here, that's telling me there might be a hole there. This door here, like you see, it doesn't even shut.
Rob Rezzo is a respected paint and body expert with Sherwin-Williams Automotive Finishes.
Looking at the interior, you guys, you can obviously see this is a vintage car. This is the original seats, original panels. Everything in this car is basically original. It's so original, they don't even have a tape deck in there.
Derek Cuffey is an award-winning car audio and interior specialist. He owns the custom shop, Disturb Into Peace.
Okay, guys, let's see what we got on this side. This one is a little more tattletales in it. There's big rust here. You can see right here, this is a hole. You can hear it cracking.
Oh, there she goes.
Went right through. Don't tell him I did that. What do you think of the interior?
Well, going with the interior, you can obviously see it's still vintage. The lights work, hazards work. This is a pure original right here. You're never gonna see this ever again. They gotta put their minds together the first day and go right at her.
The Beetle Maniacs might turn out to be the Fab Four of car customizers, but they're working together for the first time. With 2 pro mechanics, an interior specialist, and a pro body man, this team knows how to build hot rods.
Beetle, where's the motor? Hey, should we cut the roof off, boy?
Ronnie Lippert is an award-winning painter and owner of Chiefs Collision.
Anyone that I know in any field that's any good is a little bit cocky. And I just believe, tell me I can't do it, and I'm going to do it.
The Punch Buggies combine youth with experience. These 4 gearheads have never worked together, but this team features a legendary pinstriping artist and a mechanic who transforms Beetles for a living.
It's looking like a mid to late 60s. That'll have to go for sure. I want to make it look nice and go good.
John Spirinello is a veteran mechanic who has modified hundreds of Beetles and is the owner of John's Bug Shop.
There's a saying I always go by, and that was autograph your work with excellence. And I've always stuck to that.
All right, teams, you've had a chance to look at your Beetles. Now for some ground rules. You've only got 3 days and $12,000 to spend on your cars. Come Judgment Day, the cars have to be ready to be assessed. At that point, they'll be judged out of 60 points. 20 for the mechanical work, 20 for the body and exterior, and 20 for the interior and audio. After that, we'll go to the drag strip, race the cars against each other, and whoever wins gets 10 bonus points. So, Beetle Maniacs, how you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. We got a pretty decent car to start from, and we're gonna build a winning car.
Right on. Yep, right on.
All right, Punch Buggies, what do you have to say to that?
Well, looking at what we're up against, I don't think we're going to have a problem.
All right, guys, you both got a lot of work to do. Let's get to the garage.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Right,
go. Okay, guys. Let's get
Right away, both teams get to it and start tearing apart their cars.
How do you like my hubcaps? Pretty good, eh?
We're gonna chop the top, make it into a 2-seat roadster.
Yeah, found a dime, found a dime. All right, guys, a lucky dime.
Ken Stahl is an accomplished mechanic and restoration expert. While his specialty is British sports cars, Ken got his start on VWs.
I started very young, taking out Volkswagen engines at the age of 10.
I got it.
Got it?
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to be needing those anymore.
Mark Schuler is never far from his sewing machine. The interior expert can strip and refit anything on wheels.
You know, I'm talking about something that you fabricate and create, spend lots of hours of love and passion doing it.
When you step on the gas, all the weight shifts to the rear, and away we go.
Jamie Gilbert is a talented young Volkswagen mechanic. His engine tuning skills will be tested against those of his boss, John Spirinello of the Punch Buggies.
If it's got an engine, I'll race it, drive it, whatever.
We're gonna make it into a 2-seat roadster.
On the other side of the garage, the Punch Buggies are dissecting their Beetle.
All right, come on, let's go.
It's not a problem. I'm all for challenges. I love somebody telling me I can't do it.
We're going to completely change the overall appearance of the vehicle, inside and outside. It'll still resemble a Beetle, but it won't.
What we'll do is we'll make an old-style lowboy, hot rod 32 kind of lowboy look.
Oh, that'll be sweet.
That'd be cool. Then we'll flame the heck out of it.
Yosemite Sam Radoff is a legendary body man, pinstriper, and a master in the art of flaming.
I'm the flameologist, and I'm Dr. Sam Radoff, and I'll come in to fix anybody's ailing car.
I have done a fair amount of work with VWs. I'm not perfect on the German yet, but I'm working on the German, you know.
Mark Sheridan is a mechanic with a background in championship kart racing.
It's always a challenge when you try and do, you know, a minimum of a week's worth of work in like less than 3 days.
Love being around cars. Always got my hands on cars. It's kind of an obsession now.
Jay Minarik is a pro audio installer who started customizing cars before he could drive.
The Bug's like a whole new car. We're making a new creation, something no one else has ever done.
Good to go, bud.
The teams have similar plans for now, but that may change as they go head-to-head over the next 3 days.
Competition's the greatest thing in the world, because if you don't have competition, your productivity goes down.
My whole life is kind of fly by the seat of your pants, so I just tend to start getting into it, and then as I see different things, I tend to change the plan.
We're going to win. We're going to break them. They are nothing to us.
Coming up, manpower replaces horsepower as these two teams battle for a bonus part. It's day one of the 3-day competition, and our teams are working hard to get their VW Beetles ready for the judges and the drag strip.
Bring the front end of the car down, 2.5 inches.
What I'm doing right now is I'm reupholstering a set of seats. It's quite a challenge. 3 days is not a lot of time.
They don't have much time, but the Beetlemaniacs makeover begins by taking a little off the top.
All right, boys, freedom. All right. Hey, where's the drinks? James, you take me to the beer store.
Meanwhile, across the shop, the Punch Buggies plan looks familiar. This team is also chopping its roof off.
Voila! Oh, look at my new helmet. Where's the lever?
To help win the drag race, the Punch Buggies try to lighten their car as much as possible and install a fiberglass front end that weighs only 47 pounds.
Takes a bit to line it up. We're just gonna put the front clip on the car. Line it up so we can get this front end out to the paint shop as soon as possible.
Our teams know that building a mint drag Beetle for only 12,000 bucks is very hard, and they do almost anything to get a leg up. But we're gonna give them a chance. It's time to put down the tools and step away for our first challenge. Okay, teams, welcome to the challenge. You're playing for this gauge pod and set of gauges to add to your build. The challenge is what we call lug-a-bug. 2 guys on a tow rope, 1 guy in the interior of the bug, and 1 guy pushing on each team. First team to get their pullers into the garage wins. So, Punch Buggies, you up for that?
We're accepting no less than first place.
All right, what do you got against brute force, guys?
It's a physical thing today, and we're the leaner, more meaner team.
All right, I like that kind of confidence, guys. Get to your tow ropes. Each of these Volkswagens weighs nearly 2,000 pounds. The Beetle Maniacs will race the Blue Bug with Ken behind the wheel, while Sam will steer the Orange Beetle for the Punch Buggies. All right, teams, are you ready? On your marks, get set, pull. They're even from the start.
Pull, guys, pull!
Punch Buggies are getting ahead. With a time of 14 seconds, the Punch Buggies win. Unbelievable. Wow, team. In your face! All right, congratulations, man. Punch Buggies. You guys win the gauges.
Yeah.
All right, well done. Let's get back to the shop.
All right.
In the garage, the rivals get right back to work. Both groups are going to be replacing their engines. The Beetle Maniacs are swapping out their old motor so they can install a rebuilt 2100cc race engine. That will give them an extra 100 horsepower for the final challenge at the drag strip. Across the shop, after installing a lighter front end, the Punch Buggies turn their attention to what's in the back. They'll swap out their old engine for a fresh, chromed-up 1600cc motor. But first, they must contend with a few distractions.
Okay, Blue Team, this concludes the work for today, and we'll see you here at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Please leave now. Go home! I don't want you here anymore.
You think they bought it? You think they bought it? And with a few tugs on the tailpipe, the Punch Buggies engine pops out, making room for their brand new motor.
Gotta put some carburetors on it. And then I think we're gonna start it up first thing in the morning. Make sure that she runs okay before she goes in.
I can bolt the engine in so we can just trial fit the exhaust and cut the holes in the body for the exhaust to exit.
We still have our big surprise yet to come. It's hot.
We gotta keep it secret. It's a final pièce de résistance.
Over in the next bay, the Punch Buggies are lightening up their car as much as possible and are in the process of welding their doors shut.
That one's in. That one's in. Two on that side.
Yeah, well, you gotta make a nice gradual curve or else you screw the whole thing up. We're gonna get it pounded in shape. I'll weld it up, grind it down, finish it off. Well, we're moving real well because now the front end is almost done. And tomorrow we'll start painting that.
Next up.
Once we had a look at the other team's car, we figured we better go a different route.
One team shifts gears and makes a daring design change. But can they make it work?
They're in over their head and they're not gonna be finished on time.
It's early in day 2 and already these bugs are very different cars. The Punch Buggies have cut off their roof, welded the door shut, cut off the old nose, they got the new nose prepped, the engine's on the stand ready to go, and they're in great shape. The Beetle Maniacs also have done a lot on their car. They chopped off their roof, but then they took one look over here and said, hey, we want to do something completely different. So they're putting the roof back on, but they're chopping it down. It's a great plan if they can get it done.
We started off with one idea, but then once we had a look at the other team's car, we figured we better change something up here and go a different route.
It's looking hotter and hotter all the time.
But we'll use their other roof, and we'll cut the roof and just bring it right down in. I prefer to lead than follow. Doesn't always go over with a lot of people because sometimes personalities can clash.
I'm telling you, I think the way you had it was a lot nicer.
I
believe this is better. I feel that some ideas that I could have added in to the build was kind of cut off a little bit. I had a lot more that I could offer, but you know, things got chopped, changed, rearranged, and I had to just go with what was going on.
Mark's a little bit stubborn. He has a lot of ideas. We just don't have enough time for his ideas.
After some discussion, the team formulates a plan. But it's so much work, it's going to add a lot of pressure to their build.
To do it in 3 days, that's going to be, you know, something else.
It's definitely putting on the pressure, let's put it that way.
For the Beetle Maniacs' plan to succeed, they're going to need a little help from the Punch Buggies.
Yeah, they can take our roof.
They can have whatever they want. Not a problem whatsoever. Like I said, we're taking the win.
With less than 2 days left and a whole new car design, the Beetle Maniacs will have to hustle to get the roof back on.
Today I'm going to try and have this car ready for paint. It'll probably do a wheelie.
Yeah, she should get the front wheels off the ground.
With all the talk about doing a wheelie, John's anxious to get that engine tested so he can drop it into the Punch Buggy's V-dub.
It's a Volkswagen engine, it's just dressed up. And what we have done is we chose to go with the chrome appearance, basically, for the bling factor. We could have spent a lot more money on the engine and be sure that we're going to win the drag race. But with the other modifications on the car, I'm within the budget. So I am kind of concerned. We're just hoping that they'll have some problems at the line and they'll have to forfeit. So.
On the other side of the wall, the Beetle Maniac's larger engine will make more power, but it's not a new motor.
21 plus CC, 2110. 2110.
How do you feel about your strategy bringing in an engine rather than building one here?
Obviously, we don't have that much time to be pulling one guy away to do all of that.
Losers. Is that a used engine?
John's your boss, right?
I work for him.
So how do you feel? You got your boss poking through the fence here.
Doesn't bother me. Doesn't get to me.
You know, whatever happens on the show, I'm hoping you have a job when this is done, right?
Yeah. he hopes he has an employee to go back to.
Back over there.
He's always saying, "Oh, you don't know what you're doing, and you don't know how to do that." But maybe this is time to prove him wrong.
Jamie, I got a note from the other team. They're passing notes across the wall.
You're fired, John. Yeah.
With the competition heating up, Jamie's not about to stand by and let the other team get away with all their trash talk. It takes a while, but Sam finally realizes he's been hosed.
I knew something was wrong somewhere.
These teams are already knee-deep into modifying their bugs, but of course, these aren't the first cars they've ever modified. So we've asked each team to bring in one car to represent the whole team in a side challenge called the Show and Shine Showdown. Okay, teams, welcome to the Show and Shine. You're playing for a full set of harnesses for the interior of your car. John, tell us what you brought.
We bought our Volkswagen drag cart.
John spent a year turning this 65 Beetle into a drag racer. Its fastest quarter mile is 12.3 seconds at 105 miles an hour. Beetle Maniacs, what's this?
We brought a 1966 Corvair convertible.
Ronnie spent 6 years restoring this Corvair and then gave it to his dad. This beautiful vehicle is destined to be a show car. All right, teams, well, these are both great looking cars, but it doesn't matter what we think. Let's turn them over to the judges.
Well, Derek, look what we got today. We got a 1966 Corvair. What a beautiful car.
Let's take a look at what we have in here.
Trunk is obviously in the front. Look at this job, beautiful inside.
And if we go around the sides, you can see that chrome polished look. It flows from the bumper straight on through to the rims. You can't go wrong with this look at all.
No, and you gotta like this.
Oh,
Take
yeah.
a look at the interior.
The interior is
beautiful.
just magnificent.
Flawless.
You got the classic look, the classic steering wheel, old school AM, FM stereo. Take a look at this, Rob. They even got the custom GM tissue holder right here.
Just beautiful. This is the car you go cruising in. You go on the Sunday with your lady for an ice cream. This is the kind of car you want to drive.
It's a classic car.
What do we have here? I got another Sunday driver, but this is the one on the track. Look at inside here too. This is just all performance. This is all race car.
Nice bucket seat.
You gotta love a bug with slicks on it. Big fat tires. Look at the wheelie bars here. Big fat exhaust.
Gotta love the fact they got a spoiler in the back of a bug.
Herbie Love Bug, that's what it is.
That's
It's
a
a
Herbie
race
Love
car.
Bug with a little bit of aggression in front of her, so you know she's ready to go.
You wanna go to the beach with your friends, or you just wanna go to the track by yourself?
Exactly.
All right, teams, the judges have looked at your cars. They loved them both. They love the race bug. They love the engineering. They love the look and the character. They love the Corvair for its workmanship and restoration. And at the end of the day, the workmanship wins out. Beetle Maniacs, you win the prize. Well done. Let's get back to the garage, get back to work. Back in the shop, both teams are pressing hard to get their cars ready for paint. The Beetle Maniacs have a mountain of work to do with their design change, and that's leaving the punch buggies feeling confident.
The way it's turning out so far, it's looking really good. I'm really impressed with it. We've got the tools, we've got the equipment, we've got the people, so we should be all right.
Now, you're in day 2, you've made a lot of progress. The car visually looks hugely different, but how are you feeling about your progress and about your time scale?
We've got the hood going off for paint. The engine is ready. I've ran the engine, so we're good to go.
With the Beetle Maniac's radical body change, Mark is under a lot of pressure and will be forced to finish his part of the work near the end of the build. All right, Mark, what's going on here? I'm seeing a door panel looks very different already.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna have a peach door panel. This will be peach. This will be like a pearl white, and this is gonna be like a 3-dimensional door pull. I can only go so far in the interior until I get the vehicle back and painted, and so you know that's kind of a scary situation.
It's late in day 2 and both teams have gotten a lot done today. The punch buggies have put their new engine in just now. Their bodywork's in pretty good shape, but they got a long way to go in the interior. The Beetle Maniacs, they got a lot of body work to do before they can go to the paint shop. Basically, both teams have a lot left to do, and they may have to work all night.
It'll look like 2 planes, and this will be striped in a different color, that one will be striped a different color. It's going to look like bang, bang, bang.
Definitely the flameologist. I'm very impressed. Looks very good.
What's this thing?
What's all this? Plumbing.
Oh, come on.
Oh, this is hard
Well,
doing.
you're managing?
Yeah, I'm starting to burn out though.
No, they're all asleep over there.
That's right.
I all fell over. Oh, poor team.
Switching ideas in the middle of the build was kind of a real challenge, and you know, I think maybe we could have bit off more than we can chew, but I don't know. We'll see.
Whatever condition it's in tonight, that's the way it goes to the body shop.
No matter what.
You know, we have to, or else we'll never get it done.
At least it'll look like a car and not an animal.
Coming up, he is crazy. A beast of a problem.
Just something else.
One team can't agree on their design.
I thought we were building like a custom car, not a custom cartoon character.
It's the 3rd and final day of the competition, and both teams have very little time to get their Beetles ready to roll to the paint shop.
Last night was an all-nighter. Me and Ryan, I guess, had, what, a half hour of sleep? Maybe if we're lucky. Major body makeover, like the final finishing. As you saw, like, it's been a big change since we last saw us, I think, because we worked through the night. We are going to kill them. Oh, the devil.
We finished molding the roof panel on. All these seams have been filled, but we're still working on our big surprise. Don't tell them about our surprise.
Our big surprise. Psych out the competition. If we can't beat them, we can psych them out.
2110 PC. Go faster than them. You can do it.
I think Ken needs to get some sleep.
Take that, Yosemite.
The Beetle Maniac's car has a surprise new look, and it's definitely something Jamie and Mark weren't expecting.
It freaked me out this morning when I seen these horns. This is just something else.
One at 'em, 12. One at 'em, 12.
I think they lost it in the middle of the night.
And we're ready to go.
Well, the original theme was, you know, a fenderless roadster. Now it's turned into the insane machine.
I come here, thought we were building like a custom car, not a custom cartoon character car. That's not what I do. I build cool-looking street cars. But if that's the theme the guys are looking for, then hey, I'll have to live with it.
Their car's quite the creation. Yeah, I'm actually very impressed. They'll still lose, that's right. They've added so much weight to that car, they need the big engine.
I think you need a bigger exhaust pipe. This ought to do the trick.
Oh, that crazy green team. I'm ready to go to paint. Not a problem.
They got their steps mixed up because the body's supposed to be done before you paint it. So I don't know if they're gonna finish the body after it's painted. You know what? They're kind of old and they get their order mixed up.
I can keep up with the young guys. I can go toe-to-toe with anybody out there, except when I sit down, then it's hard to get back up. I'm going home and soak my feet. Win or lose. I'll be in a hot tub and it'll be smoking for about a week after this. But other than that, no, we're doing good.
It's time for both teams to head over to Fix Auto for their outrageous paint job.
Hey guys, let's go.
This runs as quiet as the Corvair.
Show what a real car sounds like.
The punch buggies have been able to get their engine in, finish up their bodywork, but need to paint the inside of their car before they can tackle their interior sound system. The Beetle Maniacs spent the entire night catching up on their body, but have yet to install their engine.
Get the parking brick.
Let's go, guys.
The teams arrive and get down to sanding right away. Both teams would like to get into the paint booth first. The Beetle Maniacs want to get into the booth, get painted, and get back so they can work on their engine. The punch buggies have several coats to put on in order to finish their complex paint scheme.
At least it'll look like a car and not an animal. What do you think? It's out of control. Just out of control. And with the tail, I really don't know what to call it, except an animal.
Okay, let's get this in the booth. Herbie! Okay, see Herbie.
The Beetle Maniacs may have the most controversial car, but these giddy gearheads are the first team into the paint booth.
Ready to roll? Oh, yeah. Oh! Give this guy Cupid doll!
Good guy, great craftsman. Easy, crazy.
Back, I shoot you!
I definitely think that Ron and Ken are on the same page as far as craziness goes.
Ronnie and Ken's wild car design is still stressing out the younger Beetle Maniacs.
I'm just gonna ask them if we can lose the accessories because it doesn't look good. Something's got to be said, so I'm gonna go say how I feel and see what happens. So before we paint this car, you guys think we should leave all the accessories on there?
The tail, I could lose that. I really like the horns.
Yeah,
we did it for more of a fun thing when we roll the car out. Personally, if someone has a problem with me, I'd rather deal with the problem right away, put it to bed, and get back with business. So we're happy with everything?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I like the way it looks.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Take that tail out.
We all want to win, and if it means taking off a little part in the car just to make everybody happy, that's great. Jamie and Mark, they're really good at what they do, and they're fun to be with, and we had a good team. We all just met for the first time, and Ronnie, he's a professional.
I haven't dressed in white since my wedding.
Okay, lace it up!
Ronnie stops goofing around and gets busy in the spray booth. But just when the young guys thought everything was settled, he and Ken unveil another surprise.
The saga continues in the paint booth with Ronnie and the magic purple bug.
What is Lace doing on top of the bug? What's Lace got to do with horns?
We'll have to see.
Oh, I thought you guys were crazy. Now I know you guys are. Looks like a dinner table. What do you think, Jamie?
I don't know. Have to wait and see.
What's he got on the side?
This is the finest Indian lace from eastern Pakistan.
I'm speechless. As you can see, me and Jamie don't want no part of the insanity. Honestly, it looks like this bug just came out of the tattoo parlor. I think that's what happens when you leave a bunch of grown men a few hours and some tools and some money to spend. That's what you get. Halloween, you asked me what the word is? Halloween, that's it right there.
Though there is still some disagreements with the Beetle Maniacs, they know they're a team and have to get back to the garage and finish the job. Meanwhile, the punch buggies roll into the paint booth and get down to business.
Oh my God, you painted our car!
And then we'll set it on fire in about 15 minutes.
With their competitors long gone, the punch buggies get a shiny black coat before the Flame Doctor lights his artistic fire.
So it looks really cool when it's done, but what I'm doing here is extremely hard to do. Very few guys can walk up to a car like this and start flaming. This is flameology. I'm the only authorized doctor of flameology in North America. This is a piece of art. It might not be a canvas in the museum kind of syndrome, but in reality, this is just as original as Whistler's Mother or any of them.
The whole team begins masking the car to help Yosemite get flaming as fast as possible. After many passes with his gun, Sam has the car totally flamed out, and the punch buggies head back to finish the build. Coming up, With a deadline looming,
How many minutes, guys? How many minutes? What's the countdown?
the team scramble to get their bugs reborn.
Like a soldier at war.
It's the 11th hour of these builds, and both these teams are racing to finish. The punch buggies are in pretty good shape, but they still have a lot of interior work left to do. The Beetle Maniacs have a lot of little tricks up their sleeve, and they're racing to get those done before the deadline. Right now, the pressure's total.
We're just scrambling a little bit with the stereo system. Jay's a little stressed, so we're trying to give him a hand as much as we possibly can.
We still gotta relocate the battery here. Tons of wiring for up front. We gotta build another panel to cover here. We'll get through it.
The paint scheme is awesome. Really, really happy with that.
Sam puts the final touches on his masterpiece by contouring every flame with a hand-painted pinstripe. Meanwhile, across the shop, an exhausted Mark struggles to finish his work.
Very tired. I'm working around the clock. Fingers to the bone, like a soldier at war. Push comes to shove, we'll get the job done. As long as they don't put the tail back on, I think we'll be okay. Hey, Jamie, don't you think we should let them mirror the motor?
Jamie,
let them mirror the
fire
motor,
that
Jamie.
puppy
Come on,
up.
Jamie.
Come on, Jamie. How's that?
I think I'm mad because sometimes I don't know how to make up my mind with this project. One minute I like it, next minute I don't. But now I'm really starting to like it. And I'm taking a look at it. It looks like something from East LA.
All right, guys, 1 hour left. 1 hour. Wrap it up. You got a little less than an hour left. Do you think you're gonna get done?
Yeah, for sure. I think I'm gonna go into making lingerie after this.
Guys, 30 minutes. Got that, guys? 30 minutes. Mark, you got 20 minutes of whatever you're doing.
20 minutes?
How many minutes, guys? How many minutes? What's the countdown?
10 minutes, guys. 10 minutes. Eight minutes, guys. 8 minutes. 5 minutes, man.
It'll be close.
1 minute. That's 1 minute right there.
Perfect.
You getting comfy?
Oh, yeah.
30 seconds. 30 seconds to go. J teams, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put down the tools. Step away from the cars. Good work, guys. All right, teams, you've worked very hard over the last 3 days. You got the cars done. Punch buggies, how you feel?
Feeling a little tired, but overall, happy with the job that we did. Very confident that we're going to take it.
All right, Beetle Maniacs, how you guys feel?
We're on a high. We feel fantastic. We got everything done that we wanted to do. We just couldn't be happier, right, guys?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right, guys, I'm happy to hear that confidence. Let's roll out your cars.
All right.
Come on, Jamie.
All right, guys, these cars are radical. Punch buggies, what did you do?
Well, as you can see, we've chopped the roof completely off. We've put a one-piece fiberglass front end on it, a fresh engine in it. We've put a stereo system in it. But to top things off, we finished it with an unbelievable paint job.
Beetle Maniacs, how about you guys? What you got for that?
We did some awesome, awesome work. We started with a killer race engine and some exhaust that you will not see anywhere else. We chopped the roof off and we put 2 roofs back on. Custom interior, and at the last second, we put real flames on our car.
All right, guys, that's an impressive list of modifications, but let's turn them over to the judges to see what they have to say.
We're ready.
Well, judges, 2 different Beetles. Transformed is not the right expression. They cut the roof on this one, brought it down about 5 inches. They put a crazy paint job on it, beautiful job. Look at these horns, the bad boy look, and then look at this inside.
Okay, we gotta love the steering wheel here. The original steering wheel has been cut and re-welded, and the dashboard has matching lace patterns to the lace outside.
This team has gone full out. All the door panels fabricated by hand. It's a beautiful job.
Let's start her up. Fun, wow. You want flames. Hey, these guys got flames.
I need a marshmallow, hot dogs, hamburgers, anybody?
Now let's take a look at the engine, guys.
This is a 2-liter motor, so it's gonna really push this thing along. But the wildest thing is that the tailpipes come out where the tail lights used to be.
You like some of the things, passing side, suicide.
The lace technique was popular in the 50s and 60s, the earlier
Throwback
cars.
look for a throwback car, right, guys?
That's right, yeah.
You gotta like some different things too, like this Indian turn signal.
These are meant to be on an Indian motorcycle.
It's a beautiful job.
And you just gotta like what they've done with this. They've had a lot of fun.
Yep. Well, let's take a look at the next car, guys.
Totally different style, an old roadster look. This flame work is beautiful.
Not only when you look at it close up, but if you stand back and look at the whole car, it makes a whole coherent paint job on the car.
Notice that this car, you gotta do the old school Dukes of Hazzard. You gotta hop in.
Well, we'll have to start this thing up too. I mean,
See how it sounds.
see how
That's
it
what the sound
sounds.
means, yeah.
I think that'll spin the wheels.
Sounds good. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, take a look at this. Look, it's just beautiful, the chrome.
And the pinstriping is carried through into the motor compartment.
Blue accent. It's a real beautiful look. It works with the car. And you can see it even flows up onto the stereo. They got two 12-inch subs, 2 amps. And if you guys look inside, you'll notice that they have an in-deck DVD player. The screen flips out, you can watch the movie with your girl. So everything about this car is just clean and nice. It's been obviously a lot of work put in this, a lot of time, but they've pulled it off. They've pulled out the look they've been looking for.
You know, it's something else for how far they've come and how much they've done in that short a time.
All right, guys, the judges have looked at your cars and they were mighty impressed, but we're not going to tell you the scores yet. We're going to go drag racing, and whoever wins at the drag strip gets 10 bonus points, all right?
Right on, we get another 10 points, guys. Another 10 points for us.
You guys ready to race?
We're ready.
All right, let's go to the drag strip.
All right.
Next up, the showdown shifts to the track.
There's always that 50-50 chance that something's just gonna blow up.
But both teams get bogged down with problems.
There's no click, there's no nothing.
Our bug building teams are here at Toronto Motorsports Park for the final part of the competition. After 3 days in the shop, our 2 teams of bug specialists are finally going to see what their Beetles are made of. Here at the quarter mile, whichever team posts the fastest time will win 10 bonus points. And that could make or break the competition. We know these cars have been built for show. Now let's see which one's built for go. It's early in drag race day, and right off the bat, the Beetle Maniacs have discovered a problem.
The starter. We're gonna have to push it. There's no click, there's no nothing.
Hey, you punch buggers, you guys sabotage our car?
Yes, we did.
Damn.
Give it a tug.
Let's just check the fuel here.
Got a match?
Yeah, we're getting low.
All right, we need some gas.
Need some gas. Yeah, hop in. Let's check full throttle, okay? Make sure that we've got full throttle. Yep, go ahead, push her down. Here we go. Good to go. That's perfect.
Sounds good. Done.
For the drag race time trials, John will be driving for the punch buggies, and Ken will be handling the wheel for the Beetle Maniacs.
And although Ken is experienced, he hasn't raced in a long time, so he's going to be rusty.
Speaking of rusty.
There you go.
Though the teams are joking around, Ken realizes they've got a problem, and it could be serious.
Broke the clutch fork on the shaft. If it does bend anymore, we'll have no clutch, and it would make for a pretty ugly drag, you know?
Ready to rock and roll?
Let's get that hood on, guys.
So these are flames that will go out at a certain speed. If we reach a certain speed, it'll come back black.
All right, Ken, how you feeling?
Yeah, not bad. I had my Wheaties.
What do you think of your chances today?
Well, pretty good. If the car holds together.
As long as the clutch and everything holds up, we'll be all right.
Yep. What kind of time do you think you might post here today?
I'm gonna be guessing like 15, 16 second maybe.
Right on. Let's go, man. Yeah. Get in the car, Ken. Line her up.
Okay, buddy, you ready to rock and roll?
Yep, sounds good. Thanks, team.
Alrighty.
Each team will take a practice run, and then both teams will have one final sprint down the quarter mile for the bonus points. Mark and the Beetle Maniacs are able to push start their car, but now they have to cross their fingers and hope the clutch holds together. 1583 at 86.9.
Not bad.
That is not bad for a Beetle. How you guys feeling about that time?
Well, that's a pretty impressive time for the car.
All right, Ken.
Woo! Nice going, Ken. That was a good time.
Fucking hooks up this thing.
Oh, man.
1583 at 96.9 miles an hour. How do you feel about that?
Not bad for
Not
a little
bad.
practice run.
Now, what happened mid-track there? You weren't in the dead center of the track.
Yeah, I was hard to see, eh? I got the tinted windows going on, I got the frills flapping and stuff. And
The lace
I was
took you
picking
to center.
traction.
All right, well, you think you can do better than that on another run?
Yeah, I was gonna go easy on it. I want to make sure I don't want to blow it up, you know, first run.
We're on a 15.
Now John and the Punch Buggies get ready for their practice run.
We don't call him Leadfoot John for nothing.
Get him, man.
Give her a good one. We'll get it fixed this time.
Looked a little jumpy off the line there. What was going on with that bounce?
Well, got a little problem there. We're trying to get her off the ground. We're going to try jump the lights. We're going to try scoop a couple seconds real fast.
By getting the light under the ice?
That's right.
Hey, John, what happened out there?
Oh, it sounded like it ran out of fuel or maybe a plug wire come off, not sure.
1954
Yeah.
at 65.8 miles an hour. How much faster should you be able to do than that?
Should be able to get it into a 17 second, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do all the checks you want to do, see if you can figure out what the problem is? While John and his team try to solve their engine problem, the Beetle Maniacs take their official money run.
Well, it's gonna be a good run, man. I know it.
Oh, 15.5 at 87.6 mile an hour. How do you feel about that?
My heart's pounding.
Jamie, how you feeling?
Feeling pretty good.
That was a good run.
That was an
pretty
excellent
impressive,
run.
yeah.
Excellent run.
Got anything to tell the Punch Buggies now?
Good luck.
Ken, how do you feel, man?
Awesome.
15.55 at 87.68 miles an hour. Really? Pretty respectable for a Beetle.
Oh, girl.
Oh, baby! Ah!
The Punch Buggies have been trying to solve their engine problem, but it looks like there is nothing they can do but cross their fingers and hope for the best.
It's either fuel or ignition. It might be just starving for fuel, but we'll have to see.
It's all or nothing at this point in time.
This is the one run. This is the one for the money. So I guess you keep your fingers crossed and hope for the best.
The engine sounds good, but there may still be problems. This is the run that counts. It's all or nothing for the Punch Buggies. What's going on?
Something
Come on,
popped.
something
An hour
happened.
for the quarter mile.
The way that he chopped off the line there, maybe something to do with the clutch or something. I mean, we gave it our best. I mean, that's all we could do, and unfortunately, it just didn't work out, you know? Can't really ask for much more than that.
So, Jamie, when you get to work on Monday, what's the first thing you're going to say to John?
I can ask for a raise.
John, what happened out there?
I think because of the wheel hop I got off of the line, it jarred the transmission. I couldn't shift into second gear.
Well done, guys.
Good job, John.
Good job, man.
All right, teams, we already know what happened out there on the drag strip today. Beetle Maniacs, congratulations.
Woo! Well, boys.
Yeah. Damn. All right, guys, well, that's only the battle. Now we're going to find out who won the war. You remember your cars were judged out of 60 points back in the garage, 20 for each major category. So in mechanical work, the judges awarded 18 points to the Punch Buggies, beating out the Beetle Maniacs, who got 17 points. On interior and audio work, the judges were impressed that you fabricated your own interior. They gave you guys 17 points. Punch Buggies, they thought your install was clean, but awarded you only 15 points. So in the important bodywork area, the judges loved the flame job, the clean work, and they awarded you 18 points. Judges loved your lace, they loved your crazy additions, and they gave you 18 points.
Whoa!
No way. Total that up, that's 52 points for you guys. 51 for you. You add in the drag race. And congratulations, you won for the wheels.